to that high temperature to worry about anything like that. And most equipment, as long as you specify the required thickness for the volume that you're carrying and the rigidity that you want, polypro would be the number one type plastics that is used in equipment in the printed circuit industry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So question: Do you know people try to recycle the spent acid, try to regenerate it using the heat process? Also for the copper sulfide, for example, is very well, right? So people also try to recycle that. Any other precious metal people try to recycle, and who is doing that? Whether they need a license or not? And also, I wonder whether you know the situation in the other Asian other countries. So it looks like you know Taiwan pretty well. How about China?
I know China. I know very well China. I spent 4 years building a factory there, going with the current factory.
That's great.
And building a new factory. And believe me, I know the do's and don'ts. I've been involved with the government and I had, where again, I look at the customer social responsibility, because when I was there,
Right.
Yeah, limited.
Yeah. So do they recycle in China? And how is the recycle different from country to country? Any regulation, policies, licenses?
Okay, so here's what it is. Back then there was no regulation. I used it. I threw it in the drain. So that's when China started cracking down, because they follow like any country that wants to go through this industrial revolution has gone through the same thing. It happened in Europe. It happened in the United States. Follows on. So what happens is, so when they start putting the regulations, so for example, chemicals that are used to etch the copper from the circuit to create a circuitry, right? What they do is I go to a chemical manufacturer. He makes up the ammonia, or I make my own. I have hydrochloric acid. I got sodium chloride. I have maybe chemical peroxide. It could be either or, plus water. I create an etching solution. And what happens is, once my copper starts building up, I have a density controller that will pump out the solution that reaches the Baumate settings that I have. That goes into a storage tank, right? And I bring in the fresh chemicals or pre-mix into it, and it's a steady state operation. The spent chemical that I have, I could either treat it in the waste treatment system, where I can bring up the pH to chelate, to drop the copper, and I get solid copper. I put it in the press, and I get a little bit more value. Or I have the chemical supplier who has, for example, so many grams. You're talking about 300 grams per gallon, so that's about 175 grams per liter, whatever it may be. They pump it out into their tank. It goes into their factory to have it reclaimed. And you get either, if I have enough copper, 40 grams per liter, 50, whatever it may be, I may work out something where, hey, whatever I have, you either take it away from me, and it's called recycling, so that I don't have any contingent liability, because it's called IE recycling, or there's a little money I made and I pay for the freight, so that, so basically leaving my factory, either I make money, I break even, or I may lose a little money, but I don't own the liability.
您好，请不要挂机，您拨叫的用户正在通话中。Please hold on. The subscriber you dialed is busy now. 您好，请不要挂机。
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I think somebody got a call.
Oh, okay. But again, that's really what, to answer your question, I hope I was clear. It's not something where, that's how it works. Any spent chemicals, either you recycle it, or you go point of source. The point of source says, okay, from here, my effluent requirement to meet the environmental compliances from the city, the state, the province, or the country. Those are the laws. So you have to comply.
Okay, so it's the same across the country, in China, Taiwan, Korea, the
everywhere.
same?
Everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Now, unindustrialized countries is different now, until they go through their growing pains. But most of them, every